You're sitting across from him at dinner and he seems distant. You're sharing something that matters to you, and his eyes drift to his phone. Later, he's suddenly affectionate, but it feels like it comes out of nowhere. You find yourself thinking, does he even want me? Or is something wrong with me? The truth is, neither. What's happening is something no one ever explains clearly. His desire, the way he shows up, the way he pulls away, the way he connects, operates on a rhythm that's just different from yours. Not better, not worse, just different. And when you understand that difference, everything shifts. The confusion melts, the frustration softens, and what's left is real clarity and real connection. That's what we're exploring today. Let's start with something most women never hear explained this way. When a man seems less engaged than usual, when he's quieter or more withdrawn, a woman often interprets it as rejection. She thinks, he's losing interest. He doesn't find me attractive anymore. He's pulling away emotionally. But here's what's actually happening most of the time. Men operate on what we could call an external focus cycle. When something is working well in his life, his job, his projects, his sense of purpose, his energy feels abundant and naturally flows toward you. He's present, he's affectionate, he initiates. But when something is off, when he's facing pressure or uncertainty, his mind narrows. It's not that he wants less, it's that his attention compresses. He's not rejecting you. He's protecting himself by narrowing his focus to the thing that feels most urgent. His brain is literally in problem-solving mode, and in that state, he can't easily toggle between systems. He can't be fully present with you and fully worried about his work situation at the same time. Understanding this is everything. Instead of asking yourself what you did wrong, you can ask him, what's on your mind? Not in an accusatory way, but with genuine curiosity. Sometimes he won't have words for it. That's okay. Just knowing that his distance isn't about you, it's about his internal weather, takes the sting out of it completely. You can be warm without being clingy. You can give him space without feeling abandoned. And here's the quiet gift. When you do that, when you understand instead of react, he often comes back to himself faster. Now let's talk about desire itself, because this is where so much confusion lives. A woman often thinks male desire works like a light switch. Either it's on or it's off. Either he wants you or he doesn't. And if he's not always pursuing, not always expressing it, she assumes it's gone dormant. But male desire actually works more like a rhythm. It builds and recedes. It's context-dependent. It responds to energy, to how he feels about himself, to whether he feels capable and secure. A man might feel intense desire for you, but not express it in the ways you're looking for. He might feel it as a quiet steadiness instead of passionate words. He might feel it as showing up and fixing things instead of long conversations about emotions. He might feel it as presence instead of constant touch. None of these are less real. They're just expressed through a different language. When you start to notice his language instead of waiting for yours, everything changes. You see the desire that was there all along. You realize he's been expressing it the whole time. You were just listening for a different dialect. Here's something else that gets misread constantly. A man often needs to feel wanted in order to feel desire. This sounds backward to many women, but it's true. His desire isn't always the thing that initiates connection. Sometimes your desire has to come first. Not in a manipulative way, in a real, honest way. When a woman expresses genuine interest, genuine attraction, when she makes him feel wanted and seen, something unlocks in him. His confidence rises, his engagement increases, his desire becomes active instead of passive. But if he's always wondering if you still want him, if you're always waiting for him to prove something, his energy deflates. He might pull back more. Not because he doesn't want you, but because he needs to feel wanted in order to feel like pursuing. This is such a simple dynamic, but no one talks about it. So many women are waiting for the man to make the first move, prove his feelings, show consistent effort, and they're waiting in a way that actually dampens his sense of being desired. The connection bridge here is simple but powerful. Let him know you want him. Not in every moment, not in a way that erases your own needs, but clearly enough that he can relax into knowing it's mutual. When he feels wanted, his desire stops being a question mark and becomes something he can trust. Now, let's address something that confuses women constantly: the way men compartmentalize. A man can be worried sick about work and still genuinely want to be with you, but his mind might jump between the two. He can be holding you and suddenly thinking about a problem at the office. This isn't him not caring about you. This is how his brain works. Men tend to have more defined compartments than women do. They can hold stress in one box and still open the box labeled connection when they're with you. But the transition between boxes takes a minute. And if you interpret that minute of mental shifting as indifference, you miss what's actually happening. He's trying to be present. His nervous system just needs a second to arrive. Understanding this saves so much resentment. When he seems a little distant at the start of an evening, you can give him that transition time. You can move into connection gently instead of demanding immediate presence. And usually, he'll meet you. Not because you manipulated him, but because you made the transition easier for him. You honored how he's wired instead of fighting it. Here's a truth about male vulnerability that often stays hidden. Men experience desire and vulnerability as intertwined in ways women sometimes don't expect. When a man is attracted to you, when he's feeling desire, he's also in a state of exposure. He's taking a risk. He's putting himself in a position where he can be rejected, judged, or hurt. For many men, showing desire feels like showing weakness. So sometimes, instead of expressing it openly, he might pull back a little. He might make a joke instead of being sincere. He might seem casual when he's actually quite moved. This isn't dishonesty, it's self-protection. He's trying to manage the vulnerability that comes with real desire. When you understand this, you can give him safety to be vulnerable without having to spell it out. You can respond to the effort he is making instead of criticizing the form it takes. You can see the sincerity underneath the casual delivery. And when you do, when you receive what he's offering without demanding a different presentation, he gradually learns that vulnerability is safe with you. His walls come down. His expressions of desire become more open. Let's talk about what men rarely say out loud but deeply feel: the pressure to be enough. A man often feels quietly evaluated. Am I earning enough? Am I fit enough? Am I attentive enough? Am I succeeding enough? This background hum of evaluation doesn't make him less desiring of connection, but it does make him more sensitive to any sense that he's failing you, disappointing you, or not measuring up. When a woman expresses frustration about his distance or his way of showing affection, he doesn't just hear the content. He also hears, "You're not enough. I need you to be different. I'm not satisfied with who you are." Whether you mean it that way or not, that's often what lands. This is crucial to understand because it affects his ability to stay present and connected. If he feels like he's perpetually failing, he'll either try harder in ways that feel inauthentic, or he'll pull back to protect himself. But if he feels fundamentally okay, fundamentally accepted even in his difference, something shifts. He can relax. He can be more himself. And paradoxically, he becomes more engaged, not less. The invitation here is to notice what he does right, instead of focusing on what you wish were different. Not in a fake way, in a real way. Because there are things he does right. There are ways he shows up. When you acknowledge those, his whole system softens. Finally, let's address something that might seem contradictory, but is deeply true. Men often need to feel independent in order to feel connected. A man's sense of self is often tied to his autonomy, his capability, his ability to function on his own. So paradoxically, if he feels smothered or monitored or needed in a way that makes him feel dependent, he might pull away from connection. But if he feels free, if he trusts that you want him and don't need him to complete you, his desire to be with you actually increases. He can choose you fully instead of feeling obligated to you. This is different from what many women experience. Many women feel more connected when they feel needed, when they're tending to someone, when there's a mutual dependence. Men often feel more connected when they feel they have a choice, when they can offer themselves freely. Understanding this distinction is liberation for both of you. It means you can maintain your own life, your own interests, your own sense of self, and actually deepen the connection instead of threatening it. It means he doesn't have to be your source of worth or your proof of love. He can simply be a person you choose, as you are a person he chooses. So here's where this lands. The hidden side of male desire isn't hidden because men are complex or coded or fundamentally different creatures. It's hidden because no one takes the time to explain it calmly and clearly. No one describes it outside of generalizations or stereotypes or drama. When you understand that his withdrawal is usually about his own internal state, not about you. When you see his desire expressed through his particular language instead of waiting for yours. When you recognize his vulnerability underneath his casualness. When you acknowledge his quiet effort instead of focusing on his limitations. When you give him the freedom to choose you, everything changes. The relationship becomes less about guessing and proving and performing. It becomes about genuine understanding. And genuine understanding is where real desire lives. It's where real connection grows. It's where two people can stop performing and start truly showing up. If you're tired of guessing what he's thinking, tired of wondering if you're enough, tired of interpreting silence as rejection, clarity changes everything. When you understand the rhythm instead of fighting it, when you speak his language instead of waiting for him to speak yours, when you give what creates safety instead of what creates performance, you stop living in questions. You start living in peace. And peace is where love actually grows. Subscribe if you want more clarity instead of guessing games. Because you deserve to understand, and he deserves to be understood.